What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm still alive, just came back with internet now. I didn't have internet for the last 4 days and it was miserable. So in this video guys, I want to talk about the state of Granblue Fantasy Versus. Where I feel like this game is in a really tough spot or in a really bad shape, in my own opinion. So in this video I want to discuss this a little bit further. Because if you look at the landscape of fighting games, you feel like the other fighting games, like even the older ones, are currently striving. And for me, from what I can see, Granblue Fantasy Versus is being actually left in the dust. So in this video, I just want to talk about like what I think, like what's wrong with the game right now, and what they need to do in order like to improve the game and actually to make it survive. Because I feel like this game will not survive beyond season 2, both competitively and for a more casual audience. So guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, a like and a subscribe will be always be appreciated. So let's talk more about it. Basically, the current situation of Granblue Fantasy Versus, like when it first came out, it really came out in a very bad time. If you think about it, because it came out like during the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. So that game didn't have chance to have like any offline tournaments, any offline representation. So I feel like this is really like suppressed the game like from a competitive standpoint. Because some games like Dragon Ball Fighters, other fighting games, like they brought titans like from other genre, like other fighting games, like Sonic Fox, Goichi, Fenrich, the Kill Sage, or whatever, and a lot of players, and they pitted like against each other, and it created like a really awesome competitive scene around like that game, for example. So I feel like for Granblue, it didn't really have that chance. Like that game was played locally in each region. We didn't see any international like cross competition. So I feel like this really killed the momentum of the game. And it came out in a time where everyone like actually is just staying home. No one is really going out, or no one is really able to host tournaments. So with the delay-based netcode, I feel like the game like really had a really rough start. And it wasn't even really like even actually the good delay-based. There's no good delay-based, but there is like playable, tolerable delay-based, and there's like awful delay-based. And the netcode of Granblue is actually awful. I don't want to come off like really negative in this video, because I truly believe like Granblue is a really good game, and it brought a lot of newcomers to the fighting game genre, and it has a strong IP to support it. But I feel like we need to talk about the negative, and we also need to talk about like what needs to be done to make sure that the game survives, because this is a gem and it's actually a good game. So let's get back to the subject. So with the delay based netcode, actually it really hurt the game, especially online wise, because it was really hard to play. Also, there was no crossplay to play in Granblue Fantasy Versus, so if I'm PS4, I cannot play on PC, and vice versa. So this really limited the player base. I will not go really into the gameplay system mechanics, because the design of Granblue is intentionally simple. They're not really like trying to create like a really complex game. They want a game that's really beginner friendly, flashy, easy to get into, and is more like anime Street Fighter somehow. Yeah, so I'm not expecting this game to become more deep or to have like drastic changes from a gameplay standpoint, because I think it will lose its own identity. And I feel like if you have that kind of need of fighting game, there is some other alternatives like Guilty Gear, BlazBlue, Under Night, BB Tag, etc. But the game is really lacking in some sort of like expression, like as a player for a certain character, because the characters are really static in Granblue Fantasy Versus. So I feel like this makes the people more bored with the game very quickly, to be honest, because for beginner levels they want something more to sink their teeth into once they get good. So for me, like I feel like the depth of Granblue Fantasy is actually just service level. So there is no really way like to improve in the game or to get much better, you know, or to actually express yourself through your character. So I feel like this is a really deterrent, and it's like a good entry way, but then people will be looking for more. So I think really this really affects the life of the game. So if we're ever gonna see a season 3, I'm hoping for some gameplay changes. There's a lot of balance patches for this game, and this is really bad. It really hurts the health of the game. So I don't like to see a lot of balance patches happening for Granblue. I feel like we need like some time between each balance patch, and there needs to be like meaningful changes also to the game mechanics. I think we need to see more good mechanics in this game, because I feel like what we have right now is really basic. But as I said before, I really don't want to delve more. The third thing, actually, I feel like the game is not really putting any effort like to draw in new players, because their current release plan actually is, let's have this character release every 2 months, let's hype it up with a 1 minute trailer, then let's do a battle pass, few colors extra like from the gacha game. So what else? This game has 0 tournaments, not that I know of. I think like there's like rage tournaments or etc. Like I don't see money put into the game like to revitalize it competitively. I don't see meaningful gameplay changes. I don't feel like the game is different from its first release. I feel like it's the same game. Usually new fighting games, they evolve over time and they introduce so many things. So Granblue is still the same. I think it was released in March 2020. So it's been almost more than a year now. And the game didn't really change that much. So it feels like, for me to be honest, personally from my own experience, the game feels stale. It's a good game, but it's a stale game to be honest. So what do I need to see change for Granblue like in season 3 if we will ever get one? Number one, please add rollback netcode. This is now the standard. If you want the game to survive, you need to make it playable online, because I don't see anytime soon that we will get back to offline anytime soon. And by the time that we get to offline, people will have forgotten about Granblue already. That's how I feel. How I feel about it. The other thing is that actually you need to add more system mechanics. You need to add more ways to like let each player express themselves. Like you don't need to drastically change the gameplay system. Just add more interesting and neat stuff like to bring people back. See how Dragon Ball Fighters handled it, like with more assist and some drastic changes to the system mechanics. See a game like Under Night. See the current games on the market. You need to evolve. A game like Street Fighter, like in 2016, it's totally different now. Street Fighter 5 Championship Edition. There was a lot of meaningful changes, and it really like rejuvenate the game. It really restored itself. So side games, Arc System Works. If you're ever by any random chance you're watching this, you need to make the game feel fresh again. You need to make it more interesting, and you need to add more mechanics. You need to add more expression, and you should not really rely only like on releasing popular characters, because this will eventually get boring. Like we'll play only the new DLC character for like a week, we'll get bored of it, and then we will put the game down. Yeah guys, so that's it. I don't want to keep the video too long, but this is how I feel like the current situation of Granblue is, and I really hope that this game will stay alive, because it brought in a lot of new players and a lot of players who were fans of the mobile game. It introduced them to fighting games. So if this game will persist after season 3, I hope it will bring nice things with it. So, but right now I feel like it's in a dire spot, and it's a very hard game to enjoy online, to be honest. So I hope this will change in the future. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know what do you think in the comment section below. Do you like Granblue? Do you feel like the game is in a good spot? What needs to be changed to make it a better game, and how to make it survive longer? And I'll catch you in the next video guys. Yalla, peace.